So today I was gonna film like a coffee shop hangout, but I went to go to the coffee shop and apparently there's a parade downtown, so every single road within a quarter mile of my house has been closed. So that's not gonna happen. I needed a change of scenery, and sitting in a chair or on my couch or my desk or my bed just like wasn't feeling it. So I set up a little like coffee picnic right here by my big living room window, and we're gonna have quiet time. Sometimes I do it in the morning, sometimes I do it in the afternoon. It's 2 o'clock right now. Sometimes I do it right before bed. It's been really nice. So right now we're reading through Isaiah and hearing some good truths, let me tell ya. But yeah, so here's my Bible study. I want to look at the first chapter of Job. For those of you who don't know who Job was a farmer during the Old Testament. He had a bunch of sheep, he had 7 sons, 3 daughters, servants, and a lovely wife. And Satan came to God and said that if he tested Job, that Job would turn his back on God. God knew Job and he trusted in Job. And so he allowed Satan to test Job. Now, Satan, being the kind of character that he is, really went above and beyond here. He killed all of his children, all of his livestock, and all of his servants. It was only his wife and Job that survived. That's like the worst possible thing that could probably ever happen. But Job had everything taken away, and he still gave praise to God afterwards. In Job 1:20, it says, "Then Job arose and tore his robe and shaved his head and fell on the ground and worshipped. And he said, 'Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord.'" In this statement, Job knows that all these earthly things have zero value in the scheme of life. He knows that the Lord is the one that gave him the ability to have all these children, these servants, and these livestock. And he believed that it's the Lord's plan that those be taken away from him. And so he worshiped in knowing that the Lord's plan had been fulfilled. What Job didn't know throughout this entire book is that he was in the middle of a spiritual battle between Satan and God. Satan continued to believe that Job would turn his back on God at any moment, and God trusted in Job. And in turn, Job trusted in God without knowing what was going on. He had no idea that he was fighting a battle, but he fought anyway. If he had been able to see everything that was coming in the next several chapters of his life, he probably would have given up. But he kept going because he trusted that God's plan was good, and he held on to that promise. If we were able to see the entire timeline of our lives that God has planned out for us, we would probably tap out. Every trial and tribulation, every win, every loss that God had planned for us in the rest of our lives would seem so big because right now we're not there. We are exactly where we need to be right now to do the thing that God has planned for us next. To know that there is good coming even when there's not good now, and to know that God has a plan for you when you can't see a plan at all, is something I want you to be able to find peace in today. In the last verse of Job, in verse 22 of Job 1, it says, "In all this, Job did not sin or charge God with wrong." He knew that God is good all the time, and that all the time God is good, even when it seems like it's really not good. He had no idea that Satan was testing him, and that God was trusting him. But he believed that great things were ahead, and he praised God for that. Are you going to focus, or are we just going to think about it? Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually had a lot of fun making this video, and again, really enjoyed my quiet time. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Rejoice in the day and be glad in it. Bye.